everybody, it's Jess here with Bless Jess. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to my daughter's room. This is the best area to film because there's a really big window and my office is being tied up right now. So I'm here filming in Lucy's room, but I cannot get this video out of my head. I don't know like why. So I'm gonna make it. Like I'm gonna be in the moment, and if I feel like I need to make it. So before I get started, I want to say, like, this is just my opinion. Not all special needs parents may feel this way. I'm sure they won't. We're all different. But today I'm going to be talking about 3 things that I wish people wouldn't say to special needs parents. And if you are a special needs parent and want to comment down below, tell me if I'm right or wrong or add something to it. I will say that I don't blame or get mad at anyone who says this. They don't mean anything by it. They're trying to say anything that they can think of to encourage you or to help you. So if you're not a special needs parent, if you watch this, I'm going to give you some things you can say to them that will encourage them and help them. And don't say these things that I'm about to tell you, because I really think it's time we started changing the narrative. Special needs parents, myself included, feel very alone. I'm not going to cry on this video. I feel very alone, and I'm so glad I have this community, because if I didn't, I don't know a lot of special needs parents in real life. Most of the people I know do not have special needs kids, and it is very hard because I don't think they understand. There's no way they can understand. They don't understand our day-to-day life, and that is a very isolating feeling. You feel like you are all alone. And so I do think the people that say these are trying to be nice, but they aren't helpful. And so we're going to talk about it, because I do think it's time we stop using these. So the very first one that I hear a lot, and again, no hate if you've ever said this, you know, it's fine. I know the meaning behind it. Here it goes. The first one that I hear the most is, God gives special children to special parents. Y'all, this one is to me, it's so condescending, because there is nothing special about the parents that God gives special needs kids to. We don't get an encyclopedia Britannica on whatever our kid's disorder is when they are born. We are normal people that happen to have special needs children. We didn't go to school for this. We aren't prepared for this. We don't have like some extra storage tank of patience and understanding. No, we're just regular people, and we get handed a child with special needs. Now, we become their advocate. We become, you know, not an expert at all, but we learn our child, and we do the best we can. Every day is doing the best we can. And so no, God doesn't give special kids to special parents. We're all parents just trying to do our best, and we are not experts at this. Every day is hard, and I feel like it's just kind of like, oh, well, you have extra like skills because God trusted you with them. Now, I do believe that God entrusted us with our kids because we are the best parent they can have, but that doesn't make anything that we go through easy, and it doesn't mean like it's not a hard struggle and that we aren't constantly learning, adjusting, changing. So that one's not really helpful. The second one that I hear all the time is, I could never do what you do. I could never do it. First thing that makes me is feel like our kid is somehow some huge burden, which isn't true. They're our kid. But I guarantee you could do it because they're your kid. Like, what's the other option? You know, like, we are going to do what we can to do the best we can. You could do it. Most people could do it, but it's a whole different, it is a whole different mindset that you have to start thinking. And so I know people they're trying to say like, you're doing a good job, which they should just say that. But saying like, I could never do what you do is really hard, because some days I feel overwhelmed. Some days I feel like I can't do it, but every day I get up and I just try my best. And some days I feel like I'm failing, and some days I cry my eyes out, and some days I feel really alone. I said I wasn't going to cry, but I get up and I just try my best. And that's all we're all doing for our kids. That's all we're doing for our kids, is just getting up and trying our best. And yeah, most parents, I'm not saying there aren't parents that choose to stop being parents no matter who their kids are, but most parents want the best for their kids. And that's all we're doing. Like, we're getting up and we're trying. The last thing I wanted to talk about is when I hear people say, well, you are the autism expert because you have a kid with autism. This one doesn't happen as much, but I do get that sometimes, like at different things. Well, you can help with this child because you know autism, or you can help with this child because you know this, sensory issues. I did not go to school for autism. I did not go to school for special needs. I don't know, like, special needs is such a huge, or I hear that too, like, well, you have a kid with special needs, so you know special needs. No, that is a huge, broad, I am not an expert. I'm a mom. You know who I am an expert in for today, because they constantly change, but Nate, Lucy, and Mark, like, I know them because I've spent every single day of their life with them pretty much. And so, no, I am not an autism expert. I have to get schooled. I actually, when Nate was in kindergarten, we had an autism specialist at the school, and I learned so much from her because I don't know anything about autism. I do now, but it's just been what I've learned since having him, and I only know what works for Nate. Every kid is different. So just because your cousin's son has a child with autism doesn't mean I'm the expert. Now, I may have some things I can share with you because of what worked for us, but just because something worked for us doesn't mean it's going to work for them. It's the same with every child. Just because Lucy did really well potty training in this way doesn't mean Mark is going to be the same. They're all different, and it's the same with special needs kids. And I think sometimes we lump kids together, like, okay, all the autism kids are here, all the different kids are here, and it's all the same. It's not. They're all different kids. So what are some things you can say instead of these things? I have broken down crying in stores before because these were said to me, and it doesn't really happen that often. And I want to do better at saying it to other parents too. The number one thing you can say to a mom if a kid is melting down on them, you can say, "You're doing a good job, Mom." I've had people say that to me as Nate's being crazy in the store, or even Mark screaming at a restaurant, or this one lady, I felt we had this Cracker Barrel experience, and I still remember exactly what the lady looked like. All three of my kids were terrible. It was like one of those meals where you're like, what am I doing in this restaurant? Like, we just need to leave. They're not going to eat. They're yelling. They're screaming. There's kids crying. It's just like, I feel like, oh my gosh, we are ruining everyone else's experience around us. We got up and we got done with our meal, and this lady came up to me and she's like, "You are doing such a good job." And I wanted to be like, what? No, I'm not. Did you not see the chaos? But I think that she could see that I was trying, and I was trying to be patient. And even though my kids are acting up, that wasn't a reflection of me, which I feel like sometimes it is. But if you see a mom struggling, I think the best thing you can say is, "You're doing such a good job, Mama. I see you. You're doing so good." Or just smiling, or just a thumbs up, or just anything, because in those moments you really do feel not invisible because your kids are really loud, but you do feel like really alone. And so that is like the number one thing that I can think of to say to someone who is struggling. Another thing that I would love to hear is if somebody said, "How can I help you? Like, what can I do?" If somebody is having an issue, or I'm having a hard time, I think if anyone is in a season of struggle, and I learned this from my husband, because anytime I'm like stressed out, he always looks at me and says, "What can I do to help?" And having that attitude of what can I do to help, it really opens the door for me to be like, what can he do to help? And give him like actual concrete things to do to help. And then suddenly you don't feel so alone. Now, some special needs parents and some parents will tell you, "No, nothing, we're good." Don't take no for an answer. Like, drop dinner off, give them a card. Like, that doesn't cost anything. Write them an encouraging card. Drop a new toy off or anything. If you have a friend that's struggling, just be there with her in that. Get some coffee and let her cry. I have friends like that, I have several friends like that. None of them are really close to me. My closest friend is an hour and a half away. But I still have people I know that I can call or text and be like, look, I'm having a really bad day. This has happened. And they'll listen to me. Don't try to fix it. There's nothing you can say to fix it, but you can encourage them, say, look, you're doing so good. And I'm here for you. Anything I can do to help, I'm here for you. And that to me is the hardest thing, is feeling like you're alone. Because when I go to school, when I go to church, I'm surrounded by kids that aren't special needs, that aren't like Nate, and it feels very alone. I said I wasn't gonna cry. It feels very isolating. And you feel like, you know, we can't do everything that all the parents can. And like, I feel like I miss out on the connections. We can't go to parties as easily. We can't go hang out at the park as easily, because honestly, you guys, I can't take all 3 of my kids safely to the park by myself. And it's really hard as a mom to feel like that, but their safety is my #1 priority. Now, as Mark gets bigger and stuff, I think that'll change, but Nate requires one-on-one. And so it's not easy to join the other moms at the park. It's not easy to go swimming. I can't take all 3 of my kids swimming by myself, and that's hard. And a lot of get-togethers for moms are those kind of things. And so you can feel really isolated, and just knowing that you have someone that you can talk to that gets it, that will listen to you, even if they don't know what to say, or they don't know, I'm gonna stop crying, they don't know what to do, and they don't know how to help, just that they're willing to hear you, and they're willing to encourage you and just say, you're doing a good job, you're doing so good, and I'm here with you. And anytime you feel overwhelmed, just call me, just text me. That really means a lot. So those are the few things I wanted to say. I would also want to say I am so blessed. I am not trying to come off like a complainer, but I do want to reach out to other special needs moms. If you're watching this and you feel all alone, like, message me, email me. I know it's really hard. I feel alone a lot of times. And you're doing a really good job. All of you moms are. No matter what your kids have, all of our kids have issues. I've never met one perfect kid that was just so easy to parent. We're all doing the very best we can. And I want to tell you, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job as a grandma. You're doing a good job as a mama. You're doing a good job as a daddy. You care about your kids, and we are not experts. None of us are experts. We're all kind of flying by the seat of our pants. Just when we feel like we've got it figured out, they throw a curveball at us. That's just true with all kids. I mean, I have kids that are not autistic, and we have one that is, and they all change and they all ebb and flow, and we do the best we can because we love our kids. So keep trying. God is our strength as well. He cares and he sees. And when we feel like no one sees, and that's how I am sometimes, like, no one sees the struggle that we have, God sees. He does see, and he cares, and he will be your strength. Okay. I didn't know I was going to get so emotional in this. You guys are like my therapy session or something, but I did want to share that because I saw this whole thing started because I saw a meme going around about how we shouldn't say God gives special kids to special parents. And it really got me thinking, and I really realized, like, yeah, it does kind of irk me when people say that, because I'm not special. I'm just a normal mom with the same fears and dreams and hopes and struggles as any other mom. And I think we think of our friends with a really hard special kid like, oh, well, they're okay, they're rocking it, and you don't see the struggle behind the scenes. So I wanted to tell you, I love y'all. Thank you, Beats, for so much for always cheering me on. I get so much love on this channel. Reach out to another mom. That's your homework. Reach out to another mom, special needs or not. All of us moms struggle. Reach out to another mom. Just say, you're doing such a good job, Mom. Do it for me. I love y'all. If you like the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts on this is. And subscribe if you're new for more content. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Or soon. Bye.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself.